These are the stupidly expensive things Shaquille O'Neal owns. Trust me, it only gets crazier from here. Number 10. Shaq has spent more money customizing supercars than most people will save in their entire lifetime. He bought a Lamborghini for $500,000. But because he's 7'1", his legs and feet didn't even fit inside the car. So instead of returning it, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars more customizing the Lamborghini just so he could drive it.
This is just one of the things that goes into customizing a full custom vehicle.
My new name is Diesel, the only big nigga with a Corvette.
Who you guys know? 7'1", drive around.
Jesus Christ, who buys a $500,000 car and still has to rebuild it just to fit? That's crazy. Number 9. Shaq spent more money on a fish tank than most people spent on their first car. Yes, a fish tank. Shaq woke up one day and said, "I want a fish tank, but not a normal one." So he didn't go to a pet store. He called the guys from Animal Planet's Tanked, "Build me the craziest fish tank you've ever made." And they really went crazy.
Shaq, come on in, pal! Peekaboo.
Oh! What they built for him was an Egyptian-themed 800-gallon aquarium. This thing is massive. It's basically a small ocean inside his house. Inside the tank, Shaq put exotic grouper fish, a rare Japanese eel, custom Egyptian Sphinx statues, even hookah-style decorations built into the design.
Look at this guy.
It's a very unique room, but again, we're in Shaq's house. There has to be things that are going to be unique to Shaquille O'Neal.
I love it so much.
The whole room looks like a luxury museum underwater, and the price, $120,000. Jesus Christ. That's more than some people's yearly salary just for fish to swim around in his living room. And the craziest part? Shaq could lose $120,000 and not even notice. That's pocket change to him. That's billionaire madness. Number 8. Now, if you think that fish tank was crazy, just wait until you see this one. Shaq spent $400,000 on a treehouse. Yes, a treehouse, but not the kind you're thinking about. Shaq went on the show Treehouse Masters and told them he wanted something special. What they built wasn't a toy. It was a luxury home in the air. This thing had a custom metal fire pit, a massive handcrafted door, a poker table, a dartboard, a full-service bar, and even a custom painting of Shaq himself inside. Jesus Christ, who spends almost $500,000 just to climb into a tree? And the craziest part? Shaq actually uses it. It's not decoration. It's not for show. That's real billionaire behavior.
Hold on. I've never seen anybody do this to me. Thank you.
Number 7. Now listen carefully, because if you think number 8 was insane, this one makes even less sense. Shaq buys 50 iPhones every single time a new one comes out.
The iPhone comes out, I buy 50.
50 iPhones?
Yes, I pass them out.
What do you do with 50 iPhones?
I pass them out, and then I just pass like kids, like I'll, tweet and be like, "Hey, this is Shaq."
He literally said it himself. Every new iPhone drops, he buys 50 of them and gives them away like candy. If you add it up over the years, Shaq has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on iPhones alone. Jesus Christ, some people save for months just to buy one phone. Shaq buys 50 and doesn't even blink. Now this right here is where Shaq stops living like a human being and starts living like a walking skyscraper. Let's start with the ring. Shaq owns championship rings so big they don't even fit ring displays. One of his custom rings is estimated at $250,000. And it's not just diamonds. We're talking extra thick gold, oversized stones, and a custom mold just for his fingers. Normal NBA rings already look huge on regular hands. On Shaq, they had to scale the entire design up. Jesus Christ. That ring alone weighs more than some people's watches.
Is it real? Oh, that says yes.
Of course it's real.
Shaq, you can't wear that. That's not okay. That's huge.
I earned this.
You don't wear that ring to flex. You wear it to remind people who you are. Now, let's talk about clothes, because this part gets crazy fast. Shaq cannot walk into a normal luxury store and buy a jacket. Nothing fits. So his suits are custom made from scratch. Every single one. Extra long arms, massive shoulders, reinforced seams so it doesn't rip when he moves. A single custom suit for Shaq costs anywhere between $15,000 to $25,000. And that's not for a whole wardrobe.
This is fantastic. This is exactly what I've been looking for.
That's one suit. Now imagine how many suits he owns. That's easily hundreds of thousands of dollars just to look normal. Most people save money to buy clothes. Shaq spends luxury car money just to put on a jacket. Absolutely insane. Now pause, because even his food is oversized. Shaq doesn't eat meals, he eats events. A normal steakhouse portion? That's an appetizer to him.
Oh my God.
I really take a bite.
Shaq has openly said his meals can cost $1,000 in high-end restaurants because the kitchen literally has to double or triple portions. Extra steaks, extra sides, custom plates, even fast food chains know him. He once spent $40,000 in a single Walmart trip, and a huge part of it was just food.
What?
Jesus? Some people don't spend that on groceries in 5 years. Now let's connect all this together. The ring doesn't fit normal fingers, the suit doesn't fit normal bodies, the food doesn't fit normal plates. Everything about Shaq's life is resized, and resized means more money. This man doesn't just spend money, he spends extra money because the world wasn't built for him. And if you think this is crazy, wait until you see number 5. Shaq's car collection is not a garage, it's a museum of excess. This man owns over 40 cars. 40. Most people struggle to afford one. Shaq forgets what he owns. Let's break this insanity down. First, Rolls-Royce. Shaq doesn't just like Rolls-Royce, he collects them. Rolls-Royce Phantom, $500,000. Rolls-Royce Cullinan, $450,000. Rolls-Royce Ghost, $400,000. That's already over $1.3 million just sitting in silence. Jesus, who needs that many Rolls? And that's just the warm-up. Shaq also owns Bentleys. Bentley Continental GT, $250,000. Bentley Flying Spur, $230,000. Because apparently Rolls-Royce comfort still wasn't enough. Now let's talk Ferraris. Shaq owns multiple Ferraris, including Ferrari 360 Modena, $200,000 plus. Ferrari F355, $250,000 plus. Classic, loud, expensive. Then comes Lamborghini. Lamborghini Gallardo, $300,000. Lamborghini Aventador, $500,000. $500,000 just to hear the engine scream. Jesus Christ. But wait, this gets crazier. Shaq also owns custom American muscle. Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, $80,000. Dodge Challenger Hellcat, $85,000. Chevy Impala 1964, yes, the Scarface car, priceless. He literally owns the actual Scarface movie car. Who does that? And then there's his Mercedes addiction. Mercedes-Benz S-Class, $120,000. Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, $200,000. Mercedes Maybach, $250,000. Luxury on top of luxury. And here's the part that makes this ridiculous. Shaq bought 3 Mercedes at once with his very first NBA paycheck. 3. Not 1. Not 2. 3. That's how this addiction started. By the time you add everything up, Shaq's car collection alone is worth over $5 million. $5 million just parked. And this still isn't even his craziest flex. Because if you think cars are expensive, wait until you see number 3. That one costs more than entire neighborhoods. Keep watching. If you thought the cars were insane, wait till you see where Shaq actually lives. This man doesn't buy houses, he buys compounds. Shaq once owned a 36,000 square foot mansion in Orlando, Florida. Let me repeat that slowly. 36,000 square feet. That's not a house. That's a small neighborhood.
What's up, MTV? This is Shaquille O'Neal, but this is his crib, and we're going to take you inside. Stay tuned.
In the 1992 NBA draft, the Orlando Magic selects Shaquille O'Neal from Louisiana State.
The mansion had 12 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, a 17-car garage, and yes, an NBA-sized basketball court inside the house. Not outside, inside. With the Shaq logo printed at center court like it's a real arena. Jesus Christ, who lives like this? And the price? That mansion alone was worth $16.5 million. But here's where it gets crazy. That wasn't enough for him. Over the years, Shaq bought multiple mega mansions across the US, a mansion in Las Vegas, 2 massive homes in Los Angeles, a luxury property in Phoenix, a waterfront mansion in Miami worth $18.8 million. And then, for no logical reason, he also bought a house in Atlanta for about $1 million. $1 million sounds cheap, until you remember this man already owns nearly $50 million worth of houses. Why does one human being need this many mansions? Because Shaq isn't living like a normal person. He's living like a walking empire. And if you think owning mansions is crazy, wait until you hear what Shaq owns next. Because number 2 is not a house, not a car, not jewelry. It's something that shouldn't even be owned. Jesus, this next one is wild. 2. Shaquille O'Neal doesn't just buy things. This man buys power. Over the years, Shaq invested in everything. Five Guys, Papa John's, Krispy Kreme, gyms, tech companies, money everywhere. But in 2018, Shaq made one of the most unbelievable moves in celebrity history. He sold the rights to his own name. Yes, his name. Shaq sold the licensing rights to Shaquille O'Neal for over $270 million. Let that sink in. This man turned his name into cash. But that's not even the scary part. Instead of spending all that money on cars or houses, Shaq used a huge portion of it to buy iconic dead legends. I'm not joking. Shaq became a major owner in Authentic Brands Group, a company that owns the rights to names like Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Muhammad Ali, Jesus Christ. Who owns Marilyn Monroe? Shaq does. Who owns Elvis Presley? Shaq.
But I'm gonna ask you a question. Who owns Marilyn Monroe? Marilyn Monroe.
Playboy?
Who owns Elvis Presley? Me.
The Diesel.
Stop playing!
These are people who died decades ago. Yet they are still making millions every year, and Shaq gets paid every time their name is used. This isn't flex money. This is forever money. Even when Shaq is gone, his money will still be coming in. That single move alone is worth over $135 million of his wealth. That's not rich behavior. That's dynasty behavior. And you would think nothing could possibly be more expensive than owning legends. But somehow, there is still number 1. And this is where Shaq stops being a celebrity and becomes something else entirely. Get ready. This one is insane. Before I even tell you what this man owns, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Number 1. This is where Shaquille O'Neal stops being rich and starts owning the game itself. Because Shaq doesn't just buy flashy things, he buys systems that make money forever. Let's start with this. Shaq owns major investments in Walmart. Yes, Walmart.
And I was very surprised to find out that you once had your credit card declined at Walmart. How is that possible?
I have the biggest purchase in Walmart history.
Really?
$70,000.
What did you buy?
$70,000. So I
In
get
Walmart?
Yeah, in Walmart.
The biggest retailer in America. Thousands of stores, millions of customers every single day. Every time someone buys groceries, clothes, electronics, or even toilet paper, Shaq is quietly earning money in the background. Jesus Christ. Imagine making money while people shop for milk. That's not basketball money. That's generational money. And when you own assets like that, you don't fly commercial. Shaq moves by private jet, custom built for his massive frame because normal planes don't fit him. Extra legroom, luxury leather seating, private crew, no security lines, no delays. A private jet like that costs anywhere between $20 to $30 million, and that's before fuel, pilots, and yearly maintenance. Just to travel. Jesus, some people struggle to afford gas, and this man owns the sky, and when Shaq isn't flying, he's floating. Shaq owns a luxury yacht, not a normal boat, a floating mansion, over 70 feet long, with multiple bedrooms, bathrooms, a full kitchen, crew quarters, and massive deck space. The yacht alone is worth around $1.7 million, and maintenance can cost hundreds of thousands every year. This man relaxes on the ocean in something bigger than most people's homes. Now put it all together. Walmart investments, real estate empires, food franchises, brand ownership, private jets, luxury yachts. Shaquille O'Neal's net worth sits at over $400 million. And here's the craziest part. Shaq has said multiple times he doesn't even touch most of his endorsement money. He invests it. So while the world sees a retired basketball player laughing on TV, behind the scenes is a man who owns pieces of the economy itself. Jesus Christ. This isn't spending. This is ownership. And that's why Shaquille O'Neal doesn't just own expensive things. He owns money-making machines.
Yes?
I have 1K subs. Wait a minute. Is it because?
Please like and subscribe.